Amen. 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 So I am from the tribe of the blue bass, but I have an interesting background. So I was born and raised in Kenya, but Flavia, my name is Italian. There's another Flavia here in Israel. I was very honored to meet her. But my name means an empress, like an emperor. Yeah. And my second name means cook. Yeah. My second name, Murugi, means chef or cook. But lastly, I serve in a castle in Kenya. Just remember that at the back of your mind because I'm going somewhere with that. But in Kenya, we've always sung a song that hit me when I came to Israel. So in Kenya and in most of the African countries, there is a song that goes like this. When Jesus came down, he came down from heaven. When he landed in Israel. But when there was trouble, he came down to Africa. And we sing it like crazy. My brothers from Togo can tell you. And it's really an awesome song. So when Vanessa and Michael told me to speak about Africa and what my tribe is, I want to tell you that my tribe is ready. And my tribe is ready for the Macedonian call. And the reason I say the Macedonian call, because as Africa, we realize to whoever much is given, much is expected. The reason I'm called Flavia is because when my mom was 9 years old, there was an Italian missionary in her village who was called Flavia. And my mom kept telling her, when I grow up and I get a baby girl, I'll name her Flavia. Lo and behold, many years later, Flavia is standing in Israel because there was a missionary in Africa from Germany with an Italian name. That's crazy. That's crazy. But in Africa, we have a legend that we are normally told, that there was once a king who had an only daughter, and he was thinking of the person who would succeed him. So he called for a competition, and young men from around the country came for the competition. But what they did not know was that the competition was going to be in a river that has crocodiles. The only thing they knew was that if you are the best swimmer, you will not only get the daughter of the king and become the next prince, but you will also be ruler of the kingdom. So the day of the competition came, and every young man from the north, the east, the west of the country came for the competition. And the guns went off. Ready? Go. And people started swimming in the river. The spectators could see blood because some people were dying in the process. But at the end of the day, here comes a young man, sorry to say, not as good looking and as macho as the king would have wanted him to be, but he participated in the competition and he was out. And so the guy was panting, and the king asked him, young man, how does it feel? You are going to be the next heir of the kingdom, and you're going to get my daughter. And the young man, panting and tired, just breathing, he said, I don't care. I just need to know who pushed me. The young man was not there for the competition. He was there because crowds were gathering, and he was curious of what was happening. But when the gun went off, he jumped in. And as we say in Africa, survival for the fittest. And sure enough, he survived and got out at the end of the competition. But I will tell you a practical story. I have a friend who was involved in a bank robbery shootout, and he lost his hearing. So he had a very good sense of humor, and I kept asking him, why are you so funny? He said, because I decided to live with this calamity that came to me because there's nothing else to do. So he told me, let me tell you a funny story. So in Kenya, traffic is crazy. For anybody who has been in Nairobi, it's crazy. So this guy is standing at a bus stop. He's a very renowned, rich businessman in Nairobi. He's standing on a bus stop, and people start running. He's normally carried by the black limousine. We also have them in Kenya. So he was waiting for his driver, and he just happened to stand by the bus stop. And all of a sudden, everybody started running. And the rich man was running with the rest of the people. And after running for some time, he asked, by the way, why am I running? So he decided to ask one of the guys, why are we running? And they told him, we are running after the bus. And he felt so stupid. Remember, because he couldn't hear, right? But now, when it comes to the Macedonian call, I have 3 things to say. The first thing is that it's unexpected. It comes to Paul when he's sleeping. He's not expecting it. The number 2 thing is that it is inconveniencing. It's not convenient. If you look in the map, coming from where Paul was to go to Macedonia, it was crazy. And some of us, when we think about leaving Africa and coming to Europe or Australia, it's crazy. You are thinking it will take a lot of time, it's expensive, and then I have something to say. The visas are crazy for us Africans and Asia. So we're Asians. So when you hear you have to go to US, you remember the interviews you have to go through, and you're like, Lord, not America. Send me to Uganda. I can drive a bus across the border. But now when God comes and says, Flavia, I want you to go to Italy, I start thinking, how much dollars? Convert Kenyan shillings, how many dollars is that? You know, and all that. So it's inconveniencing. But the next thing is that it's costly. You could either get imprisoned or you could die. And later on, we hear Paul being beheaded in that region. But the gospel had gone. But the other thing about the Macedonian call, there are 3 miracles that happened. There was a lady called Lydia who dealt with the cloth of purple. When it comes to the cloth of purple in the Bible, it was only cloth that was worn by kings and royals. So I'm here to tell you, Africa is ready to respond to the Macedonian call. Are you ready for the exposure? Are you ready for the experience? Because God is faithful. Amen. Amen. Amen.